Hello, welcome to Curious Numbers, where we take a look at numbers that look odd, curious, out of place, and that no matter how you look at them, they just don't make sense. Some even get you to scratch your head. My name is Kirk Lay. I am your host and publisher of Abuja Politico. At Abuja Politico, we examine politics, the economy, and general interests. Today, at Curious Numbers, we are taking a look at the exchange rate. It was in the news last week that the Naira appreciated to 1,382 Naira to the dollar after scary moments where it threatened to hit 2,000 Naira. The development got a cross-section of Nigerians going, yes. But why is it a curious number? It is a curious number because increasingly Nigerians are getting more and more interested in the Naira exchange rate, especially since a former president promised to make 1 Naira equal to $1. It is also a curious number because it affords us an opportunity to see what this government has done so far to shore up the exchange rate. But before we look at that, let us see the two authorities that are responsible for ensuring that the exchange rate is at an optimal level. One is what they call the monetary authorities, which is the central bank. And then secondly, you have the fiscal authority, which is government itself. Now, what has the monetary authorities been doing? Number one, the monetary authorities have been hounding the street sellers of dollars, street hawkers, so to speak, because of their role in distorting the Naira exchange rate. And secondly, they've increased supply of dollar to the market. You know the relationship between higher supply and demand tending to go down. So they've taken care of a backlog of about $1.5 billion to legitimate applicants of dollars. And then again, this was helped by the rise of the reserves, which thankfully jacked up to $34.37 billion compared to $33.17 billion in February. And the good news also is that remittances from the diaspora, that is dollars that come in from our relatives and friends abroad, shot up to a staggering $1.3 billion compared to a mere 300 million in February. So that gave a kind of vim to the monetary authority, which is the central bank. And what has the fiscal authorities been doing? Well, to their credit, they created a structure where monies earned by the NNPC is no longer domiciled at the NNPC. They have to shift these dollars to the Central Bank of Nigeria. That also helped the supply level of dollars. And then again, Mr. President banned foreign travels for categories of civil servants for a limited period though. Let's see if there will be an improvement in that. So in all, they did support the monetary authorities. Unfortunately, the efforts are not good enough. What efforts will be good enough? the good enough efforts also, unfortunately, are long-term efforts. What are those long-term efforts? Number one, government has to start thinking about a fundamental restructuring of the economy, whereby we start talking about import substitution. Import substitution is a situation where you start manufacturing goods that you normally import so that you can conserve the scarce foreign exchange. And then secondly, they have to restructure the economy in such a way that we become export-oriented, manufacture goods to earn dollars, to take care of the supply and even shore up the reserves. Unfortunately, like we pointed out, these cannot be done in the short term. And then, before we leave today, Curious Number would like to suggest that the FAC, that is the Federal Allocations Committee, should start paying out monies to the tiers of government in dollars. Why? Pay them in dollars so that they can go look for their naira. Looking for naira will create a demand for naira, thus allowing the naira to appreciate. Well, that's our package for the week. Thank you for stopping by. See you next week.